Yeah, it should be. We already called it out. We actually flipped the coin between Devin Haney and Shakur. We don't really care. Everybody was getting on Tank about he never asked for the big fights. If you look at Tank, Tank sit there and said the time is
between Shakur and Devin for Tank.
None of them.
You just saying whatever?
I wouldn't say hard. Shakur, he's the better boxer.
Yeah.
That's why I always make this. He would make the fight boring just to win.
Right. Yeah, I think you would too.
Dude, I want to put Youngin in that type of situation. You know what I'm saying? If it doesn't make sense. Because fans come to see what? A fight. Let's go look at Shakur's last fight.
Yeah.
Everything is...
So, if he feels as though I need him and if it's that kind of stuff, then it's like, whatever. I'm not in need of that fight.
Gervonta Davis is a huge fight for Shakur Stevenson, and for people to act like the biggest fight in boxing is with somebody like Devin Haney or Ryan Garcia is absolutely ridiculous.
Shakur Stevenson. I keep telling people, Shakur Stevenson beats Tank.
You cannot say
that Shakur Stevenson would not have beaten Tank last Saturday.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Calvin Ford makes it clear that Gervonta Davis's next fight should be against Shakur Stevenson. Ford insists Tank has already called for the matchup and questions whether Stevenson will accept the terms or price himself out of it.
Yeah, it should be. We already called it out. We actually flipped the coin between Devin Haney and Shakur. We don't really care. Everybody was getting on Tank about he never asked for the big fights. If you look at Tank, Tank sit there and said the time is now. You know what I'm saying? Them guys is the only guys that are they really willing to take that fight? Are they gonna outprice themselves? Or they gonna take the fight? I'm old school. If I really think I'm gonna beat somebody, take the money and run with it. Let's fight. If you notice when we fought for Floyd now, we took every fight they threw at us. You know what I'm saying? We did what they asked. That's what the company, that's what you do. I train my guys and I tell my guys, you train, you fight, you get paid. We take care of the rest of everything else. You know what I'm saying? Look where it put us at, you know? We at the top of our game.
Tank Davis trainer Calvin Ford makes it clear that Gervonta Davis' next fight should be against Shakur Stevenson. Ford insists Tank has already called for the matchup and questions whether Stevenson will accept the terms or price himself out of it.
I'm gonna lie, Coach, one of them got to be Shakur, because that's the one that's a 50-50 fight. I feel like that's the only one that's like, y'all, those are two guard-level fighters.
Let me explain something. Shakur is a master boxer.
Yes.
True indeed. I know the kid, he was raised up with us, but he's a kid to us. You understand what I'm saying? But he's gonna get his just due.
Yeah.
He just has to focus on his just due. And again, have you seen Shakur really been tested yet?
No.
His man, Terrence Crawford said his biggest, hardest fight is who?
It's gonna be Tank. I think so too. I told him that too.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do I think Shakur is gonna be Tank's hardest fight? No.
It's funny, they both say, when I say that to both, when I said that to Tank and the thing, he said, hell no. I say, what you, and I said that to Shakur, I said, Tank, he said, no, hell no.
They both feel that way.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But when it really happened.
Calvin Ford also praised Shakur Stevenson as a highly skilled boxer he has known since his younger days, but questioned whether Stevenson has truly faced a real test yet. Ford believed a fight with Gervonta Davis would be the toughest challenge of Shakur's career, while insisting the matchup would not be the hardest test for Davis, and would reveal the difference in levels between them.
Do you ever think we'll see you in Tank, realistically?
Man, I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. I don't really like talking about him.
Yeah.
Cause like the way that he move is goofy to me. Like it's some weird shit. Like I really don't like speaking on him, but like if same thing that
Fighting perspective.
Same thing that I said with T.O. If anybody got issues with me or feel some type of way about me, you could come see me on fight night and resolve every issue that you got.
Yeah.
I stand.
On the other hand, Shakur Stevenson is frustrated with the constant fight rumors, taking a direct shot at Gervonta Davis in a recent interview and stating he doesn't need him.
That's boxing.
No, I'm just saying.
That's not boxing?
Yeah, no, I love it. No, you got to do what you got to do.
Right, like.
I just want to see. I want to know. I'm just asking, realistically, will we ever see y'all two in the ring? However way it get there, will we ever see that match?
I would love it.
Tank got to stand on straight and narrow too, man.
I would love it.
My son got to, you know what I mean? He got to get on path.
I would love it, but at the end of the day, once again, if somebody says they never gonna fight me,
then you can't rely. Yeah, you got to move on.
I don't need you,
You got to
bro.
move on.
Got issues with me or feel some type of way about me, you could come see me on fight night and resolve every issue that you got. I stand by that. With anybody, Shakur Stevenson added that he might agree to fight with Gervonta Davis, but stressed that it only happens if Davis is willing to make it. He said that Davis would need to take the matchup seriously. At the same time, Stevenson made it clear that if someone refuses to fight him, there's no reason to wait. Hell, just keep moving forward with his career.
Something gonna happen. Everybody missed Tank fight. You know, when he come back, it got to be the right fight because we want to entertain. Things happen for a reason to make a person much stronger. One of the guys that y'all truly love is not in the mix right now, but he will be back in the mix. Y'all gotta remember, Tank been doing this since he was 7 years old. Sometimes you need that reset. Him being away, you know, going through things that he's been going through, this crazy stuff. You know, he looks happy. He looks happy. I can't.
With talk of Shakur Stevenson potentially agreeing to the fight, attention quickly shifts to the return of Gervonta Davis. Rumors about Tank's comeback continue to grow, and Calvin Ford confirms that Davis is quietly preparing for his next move. Ford explains that plans for a major return are already being arranged behind the scenes. Calvin also notes that the time away allows Tank to reset after spending most of his life in boxing since childhood. And now Davis looks refreshed, motivated, and ready to come back with the right opponent for a big performance.
Would be the opponent you would want to see in the ring.
I can't tell nobody that yet. You know what I'm saying? I already know who I would like for him to see just for a comeback. Person that I want to see him in the ring, that's the one we're going to fight. You know what I'm saying? That's why I can't say that. I think it's an easy fight. You know, everybody in tune with it. You know, it's being promoted right under y'all nose.
As talk about a possible opponent continued to build, Calvin Ford chose not to reveal too much. He admitted that he already had a particular name in mind for Gervonta Davis' return, but kept it to himself. Ford hinted that the matchup was likely already being worked on behind the scenes, and suggested the plans were unfolding quietly even if fans hadn't noticed yet. He also made it clear that the comeback would be a smart control move rather than a risky one aimed at bringing Tank back the right way while slowly building excitement for the fight. Who in your eyes would be the opponent you would want to see him in the ring with?
Gervonta Davis is a huge fight for Shakur Stevenson, and for people to act like the biggest fight in boxing is with somebody like Devin Haney or Ryan Garcia is absolutely ridiculous. Now, why do we know that Gervonta Davis is such a big fight? Because Gervonta Davis has now beaten, I do believe, 5 or 6, I think it's 6 people that he beat went on to win world championships, including Ryan Garcia, who people are saying Shakur Stevenson should fight next.
Fan and the boxing analyst stated that a matchup with Gervonta Davis would have been huge for Shakur Stevenson. He pointed to Tank's record, noting that several fighters Davis has beaten later went on to win world titles. He even used Ryan Garcia as an example, explaining that Garcia is still discussed as a possible opponent for Stevenson despite having already lost to Davis. For Fannin, that history shows that Tank continues to be the biggest draw in the division.
That would generate the most amount of interest at 135 would be Tank. Now, I know Tank's got some legal issues now, and I don't know what his status is currently, but when in terms of big names, Tank is the big name at 35.
Yeah, I would love for it to happen, but the way that he went on like social media and kind of like bashed me in a way to where it's like he made it seem like I need him, and I just feel disrespected about it, because at the end of the day, I'm a grown man. I make my own money. I'm living a spectacular life. I don't need nobody. So
Podcast with Joe Rogan, Shakur Stevenson also admitted that he would welcome a fight with Gervonta Davis, calling it one of the biggest lightweight matchups. But he admitted he felt disrespected after Davis suggested on social media that Stevenson needed to fight. Stevenson rejected that notion, emphasizing that he's already successful and doesn't rely on any single opponent to advance his career.
I don't get all that. That's, you know what I mean? That's against the game. Like, you know what I mean? You at least owe that fight for the game. You know what I mean? You owe the rematch to Lamont for the game. But you owe Shakur for the game just because of the two style matchups. You know what I mean? But if he feel like he don't gotta fight him, guess what? We can't sit here and just go crazy about him. But it is kind of crazy. It is kind of corny. You know what I'm saying? If he not gonna fight Shakur, and if he's standing on it like, I'm not ever gonna fight you, I'm not doing you no favors, and all right. But then again, you know what? I don't know what them guys got going on. I don't know what they've been through personally. You know.
Greg Hockett also feels that Gervonta Davis should face Shakur Stevenson to preserve the integrity of boxing. He points out that their different styles make the fight a must-see for fans and the sport itself. Hockett describes it as odd, even corny that Davis is avoiding Stevenson, though he recognizes there may be personal reasons behind it. Regardless, he stresses that he's eager to see the matchup happen.
Is an exceptional fighter. He's one of the top 10 pound-for-pound fighters in the world. And there has been a campaign to run this guy's name down because he's with the PBC, or he's not with Matchroom, or he's not with DAZN, or he's not with Ring. So these people who are the loudest talkers in all of boxing all conspire to, or collude, I should say, collude, not conspire, collude to interpret every negative thing that happens about Gervonta in a way to eliminate him.
The other side fan and strongly defended Gervonta Davis, standing in boxing, calling him a special talent, and firmly placing him among the sport's pound-for-pound elite. He argued that there has been a steady attempt to downplay Davis' reputation, particularly because of his promotional situation with certain influential voices quick to amplify every negative headline. In Fannon's view, Davis isn't just facing criticism. He's being deliberately targeted by some who would prefer to see him pushed out of the spotlight.
Okay, so if he's successful tonight, Shakur Stevenson, Keyshawn Davis, they're the champions now at 135 pounds. How do you see those fights playing out? Can we make those fights happen with Tank?
Well, they turkey protected. If they can work out something, then, you know, anything's possible. But right now, they went and got protective custody, so we don't know what the future holds.
But Shakur was calling out Tank last week when he fought, and he said he wants to make the fight happen. But he knows he's the B side.
He's turkey protected.
He doesn't have the A side. He admits that Tank is the guy.
And they're not going to let it, so he's going to talk that because he knows Turkey ain't going to let him do it.
How does that fight play out if they ever do mix it up?
Meanwhile, Gervonta Davis coach Kenny Ellis sparked controversy while talking about a possible fight with Shakur Stevenson. Ellis suggested that Stevenson was being protected from a matchup, claiming he was under the influence of Turkey Alashik. He said the situation made it seem like Stevenson was in protective custody, keeping the fight from taking place.
That needs to happen for 135.
That's probably the biggest fight you can make, 135 too.
Yeah. Who would you have winning that one?
That's a hard one, man. You know, Shakur, he's very technical. He's very defensive. And you know what? People shit on his defense, man, but why are you going to stand there and get hit?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, in reality, no one likes to get hit. Mm-hmm. Doesn't matter if you can take it or not. The point of boxing is to hit and not get hit, you know?
Yeah.
Gervonta, he's obviously, he's Gervonta. I don't really have to explain why I think he's good. You know, it's just both styles.
He's Jr. also shared his thoughts on a potential fight between Shakur Stevenson and Gervonta Davis, calling it a genuine 50-50 matchup. He defended Stevenson's style, saying it consistently produces wins, and added that avoiding damage is just smart boxing. No fighter, including himself, likes taking unnecessary hits.
Because Stevenson is that difficult, because of his style, because of his abilities, because of his eyes, because of his, his legs, that his hand speed, the way that he controls range. Tank Davis is the only guy that I can see that could possibly decipher that style and beat.
Breaking down the matchup, Teddy Atlas views Gervonta Tank Davis as the only fighter capable of breaking through Shakur Stevenson's defense. He points to Stevenson's speed, movement, precision, and control of distance as what makes him so difficult to hit. Atlas believes Davis has the skill and ability to outthink Stevenson and come out on top.
This weekend, I would love to see Shakur and Gervonta. I think Gervonta and anybody any of the top guys at that weight class is a great fight. Gervonta, Shakur, Gervonta, Teal, Gervonta, Keyshawn. I mean, that 135 to 140 pound weight class is hot right now. You know what I mean? But that would be a great fight. I think probably that would be one of the fights that would be the most anticipated. You know, if they can make happen, Gervonta Davis and Shakur Stevenson. By no means it would be easy for either fighter. You know, we just seen that Shakur Stevens was able to shut a great fighter like Teofimo down and made him look silly. So that would be a great fight, you know. And a big shout out to Shakur Stevens becoming a 4-time.
Furthermore, David Benavidez named Gervonta Davis versus Shakur Stevenson as the fight he's most eager to see, noting its huge appeal in boxing. He explained that if the bout happens, it will become one of the most anticipated and widely discussed fights, capturing the attention of both fans and analysts.
It's going to be that split. If Tank can land the power on him, then obviously it's how Shakur then deals with that power. But you can see how good Shakur's boxing ability is, and obviously he's proven it time and time again, 3-weight world champion. If he's on point and stays boxing, he might be able to get through the fight and obviously become victorious. It's a fight that needs to happen, in my opinion. The two most talked about fighters in lightweight division, so I hope it happens.
How would you advise Tank to land that big shot on Shakur? From what you learned?
Come in with bunches of punches, obviously, and set things up beforehand. And like I said, it's a bit of a different situation because the two southpaws fighting each other. But I'm sure Tank could be able to figure it out. And like I say, it's an intriguing matchup.
Daly also described Shakur Stevenson versus Gervonta Davis as a must-see fight. He says the matchup will come down to whether Davis can connect with his power punches, and if Stevenson can use his skill and precision to avoid them. Daly highlights Stevenson's success across multiple divisions and notes that Davis will need to carefully plan his combinations, especially since both fighters are southpaws. He stresses it's a highly anticipated fight that should happen soon. FV, interview 16. Meanwhile, Roy Jones Jr. believes Shakur Stevenson's calmness and focus give him an edge over Gervonta Davis. He points out that Stevenson stays disciplined during critical moments, while Davis can sometimes lose consistency or be influenced by outside factors.
Going to be on that list very soon. Four division champion already. They're looking to get more. Show that he has all the tools, all the tactics. Stay cool under pressure. Proved a lot of things. Took a good fighter and took him to school. That's what great fighters do. Like, you gotta give him his props. Excellent outcome. And shouts out to Teofimo too for taking a fight at that risk at that time in his career.
On the contrary, Mike Tyson points to Gervonta Davis' aggression and power as major factors in potential fight with Shakur Stevenson. While recognizing Stevenson's skill and technical precision, Tyson believes Davis' strength and intensity could push him perform at his absolute best.
Gervonta Davis?
Yeah.
I like to go with Tank. You know, everyone's going to go with Tank, you know. It would be a very interesting fight. Shakur takes a good shot, though. He's a specialist. That's why some fights that he doesn't look good in, because he's so superior. He is boring watching sometimes. But he's a specialist. He knows what he's doing. He's hard to beat. To bring out the best in Shakur, you got to pressure him like Tank. Tank will bring out the best of him, and we'll see a great fight. Tank is just a...
Interview 18. Coach Mustafa, who recently spent time working with Gervonta Davis in training, gave strong praise for Shakur Stevenson. Mustafa believed that when Stevenson competes against opponents his own weight, his elite skills and technical ability give him the tools to beat anyone in boxing.
I think that Shakur beats him easy.
Yeah.
Shakur is good, man. You know what I'm saying? I know the black backlash and everybody talk about all that, he don't punch, his attitude, whatever, but if in the ring performances, it don't get much better than Shakur Stevenson. I don't care what they say. He can fight, man. He can fight really, 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 really good. It's just people are so enamored now with knockouts that they overlook ability. They call Bernard born. They called Ward born for years. They called Floyd born. So Floyd had to become almost like animated outside the ring and put this flamboyant mantra up because he was to them born in the ring. But Shakur is A1. Shakur is, in my opinion, if anybody in the world fought him the same size,
However, Canelo Alvarez expects a tight matchup between Gervonta Davis and Shakur Stevenson. He notes Stevenson's speed and evasive skills make him tough to beat, while praising Davis for his power and relentless pressure. In the end, Canelo leans towards Davis as the likely winner.
He's a good fighter. He moves a lot, and it's very difficult to get hit. To hit him, but I like Gervonta Davis.
Okay.
He's a really good fighter. He hits hard, and he knows how to go forward. So I put
discussion. Clarissa Shields considers Shakur Stevenson the best fighter in his division, placing him above Gervonta Davis and other top names. She points to Stevenson's technical abilities, steady performance, and control in fights across different weight classes. While she recognizes Davis' power and explosiveness, Shields believes Stevenson consistently takes on tougher opponents and displays a more complete mastery in the ring.